The toys on the table represent a small sample of synthetic dog toys. The synthetic toys include those that are made of rubber and those made of plastic. This market is dominated by two companies, Kong, which makes all varieties of rubber toys, and Nylabone, which produces plastic toys. As you will discover, these toys are multi-purpose. Starting with the rubber toys, we have one that's a fairly old one, but you can see it's covered with nubs and bumps that make it somewhat attractive for chewing on, gripping. Another bone that rubber bone that has space for filling it with treats. Generally these are good for chewing on. Dogs like them. You can throw it. This one's probably more for just throwing. It does squeak, and therefore when the dog fetches it, they'll usually like to squeak it. This one, another one by Kong, has a hollow part for filling with treats. You could probably throw this one as well. This one is a little larger, probably more for large dogs. It has a tennis ball inside. If you throw it, this bounces erratically. Dog can chase it around. A smaller Kong with a spot for putting treats in each side and then allowing the dog to kind of chew on it. This is another one that's just a rubber toy, fairly rugged for a medium-sized dog. Another one that's a little larger, basically the same idea, just a rubber chew toy. We look at the classic Kong. These have been around for a long time. They're very effective as a treat-filled toy. They have a space in the bottom. They come in a number of sizes. You can see here two examples, a small one and a medium-sized one. And then we have a throwing toy. This is a rubber toy that you can throw. It bounces erratically. The dog gets to chase it around and bring it back. It's not really meant for chewing. This one is a squeak toy, probably more for smaller dogs. It's not a very thick rubber, so a large dog would just chew this into pieces in minutes. This one has ropes, some hollow spots where you could stuff some treats in it. You can see the dogs have chewed on it. They tend to chew on the protrusions of any toy first. This one, kind of silly in my mind, looks like a human food. Actually not something you would want to be feeding your dog, chocolate, so I'm not sure why you would want a toy that looks like something that they shouldn't eat. This one has a grip that they can use for chewing on as well as picking it up and running with it. It's probably more for a larger dog, semi-rugged rubber. This one also has rope attached to it and a hollow for treat toys. You could probably throw this. It also would allow them to just chew on it and chew out the treats. Okay, switching now to plastics. We see here a bone that's actually flavored by Nylabone. Dogs tend to chew on both ends, and you'll see that's common to all of these. Here's another Nylabone that's made to look like a deer antler. It's also flavored. A couple more by Nylabone, a small one with knots at each end. Again, the chewing is at each end. Larger of the same style, knots at each end, well chewed. Then we have one that's a little different. It's got some nubs and other textures on the mid part, but you can see the dogs still tend to chew at both ends of that. This is one of the older Nylabones. Both ends have been chewed off. Another Nylabone that's again chewed on each end. Dogs tend to love chewing on these. This one in particular, this brand, has nubs in the middle. Again, it's chewed on both ends, but this one tends to be a favorite by lots of dogs.